There we are.
Thank you.
And here you go.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah guys, earlier in the week Gemma told me all about these potato skins and how we had to try them. So we've come back down to the Kobo kiosk and we've got the vegetarian with a little twist. We asked for a mixture of the veggie and the vegan one, so you get the mixed peppers on top of the cheese instead of the mushrooms, and it does look very, very good. So we're going to chill out on Cobo Beach and eat that and admire the view for a little bit because we're both starving. As good as you remember? And it's healthy as well because potato is salad technically, so there you go.
Full of veggies.
Full of veggies.
Okay.
So yeah, basically guys, summer is very, very quickly drawing to an end and we're very sad about that. So we're trying to get out and make the most of it every single night. And what better way to celebrate that than admiring a beautiful sunset in Guernsey. And that's exactly what we're going to do today guys. We're going to take you around some of our favourite sunset spots on the island of Guernsey so that you know where to go if you want to make the most of it as well, and head out this week or in the coming weeks before the clocks change to admire the beautiful sunset. So starting off, I think Kobo is an obvious choice. We've come down here plenty of times for sunset. Sunsets over the ocean, and there's a bar and a restaurant right there, so it's perfect if you like the kind of wine and dine experience you can have. Watch the sunset and have dinner, or vice versa, and then just have a few drinks before you go home afterwards, so it really is perfect. Hello donkeys.
We've now arrived at Lihou Island. Well, actually, we're just beside Lehigh Island. This is it over here behind me. It's currently inaccessible because it's only accessible at low tide when a causeway is revealed and you can actually walk across. We're yet to do that. We've come to this spot for sunset many a time, but we've still not made it here when the causeway is open. So that is on our to-do list. But we love a sunset here. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so like Gemma said, this is one of our favourite sunset spots in Guernsey, and it's because we've come down a few times where it's been a proper golden light over the island of Lehigh. It sets, if you're parked up in a car park, it sets literally just on the other side of the island, and especially during the spring when we had the purple lavender and stuff like that, it had a really nice orangey colours. It contrasted well with the purple and it created an absolutely stunning photo. Now this is a especially fascinating spot because it's got so much history around the car park of Lehigh Island, between the gun battery that sits on the western side of it and also the bunkers that run around the kind of partially privately owned land. You can see a huge World War II tower that sits just beside Lehigh Island. That's private and I don't think you can get access to it. However, there are some public bunkers that we can go and wander around in, and that's what we'll go and show you guys now. Alright, so Lehigh Island is over here, and then if you kind of come into this big bushy part with a tower, you'll find a little hidden secret. Now, this isn't Gemma's favourite part of the island.
You go first.
Mainly because we walked along here before, and I think luckily I was wearing proper shoes and Gemma was in front, and there was something moved in the bushes basically, and Gemma almost ended up on top of my shoulders. So if you're not a fan of like rodents or whatever, stomp your feet a lot when you're walking around here basically. Oh, what's that?
All around Guernsey you will see these towers which were built by the prisoners of war during the Second World War, and underneath them is a hidden secret.
And this leads down into one of these old World War II bunkers that obviously were used to defend the island against invading crafts or whatever, in case the British tried to come and take over it again. Some of it is actually caged off, some of it's sealed off because it's private property. They've caged it up a lot, and I guess it's to stop people going in and hurting themselves in places like that. But you can kind of get to grips with it. You can wander around down in the bunkers, you can get a feel with what life would have been like for the soldiers during the war. This bit up here is quite cool. Looks like an old kind of gun mount. Hello!
Hello!
Hello.
You have 2 vanilla, please? Yeah.
That's everything, thank you.
So we've just stopped in at Portelet kiosk to get an ice cream because it's very warm and we need a little refreshment to fuel up, and then we're going to walk around to the fairy rings which sit just round the corner from the kiosk.
So yeah, to get to the fairy ring, you basically want to go down past Portelet kiosk and then take a left and follow the road along there above Portelet Beach. Keep following the road round until you get to one of these old cannon kind of forts. That's the word I'm looking for, cannon fort. And then you just keep continuing past that. We're going to go and check out the fort first. Now these forts, there's about 60 of them on the island, and basically they were built hundreds of years ago to defend the island against the British, I think. So the French. Built by the British to defend against the French. And I think it's got ties back to the American Civil War. So back when the Americans were having a civil war, the British were obviously putting a lot of troops over to there to defend the colony. France saw weakness and they started to attack the Channel Islands, so Britain had to reinforce the island using these fortifications. So that's the kind of date, that's when they date back to. Really, really fascinating place. And so here it is, guys, Fort Pezeries. Now this sits just round the corner from the fairy rings, which are in this corner here. And it dates back to, as I said, a couple of hundred years ago, when the British were trying to defend the island from the French. Now we're going to go and have a quick look around. We'll show you some of the cool stuff that's hanging around there. And then we'll go and see the fairy rings. But time is really getting on and we are starving, so we need to go and get dinner before the sun sets. So let's go quick. Here we have the fairy rings up here. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this, but then we're going to run and go and get some food, because as you can see the sun is going to be setting in the next couple of hours and we need to get up there for the best sunset spot in Guernsey. So the fairy rings up here is a part of Guernsey that's apparently associated with a lot of folklore, and there's some pretty cool stories about it. It's like where the fairies come on the moonlit nights and full moons and stuff and dance around. I was reading online. Apparently it's basically just where the workers or in the area kind of come and dug like a in-ground picnic bench. So I'll let you guys decide whether you want it to be the fairies or if it's just some dudes kicking about eating their sandwiches. Like, I prefer the first story, I've got to admit, but that's what the fairy ring is. And yeah, up there is where we're going to be taking you guys for sunset. Now we need to go and get our dinner, so we're not going to walk directly up this path here, but you can walk up there, and I believe it will take you possibly about 15 or 20 minutes. I'll put down below the exact amount because I'm not entirely sure. We've never done it. It's a pretty steep climb and I'm not in the mood for it today. We need to go and get our dinner, and there's two choices about where we're going to go and eat, guys, and one of them is right beside the kiosk we went to. It's called the Imperial Hotel. Now that didn't have any bookings left, so we're not going to go there. The vegetarian menu also wasn't that brilliant, so we can't go there. And the other place is one of our favourite Indian restaurants in the island. It's called the Taste of India, and we're crossing our fingers and toes that they've got some capacity left, so we'll take you guys there now.
So ready for this, I'm so hungry.
They've given us free poppadoms as soon as we've arrived, so I'm going to get stuck into these while we have a look at the menu, and then we'll let you know what we order. Oh, so what did we get?
Oh my goodness. I can't actually remember the name of this.
Paneer makhani.
Classic vegetable korma.
Kashmiri naan, garlic naan, and pillow rice.
Yeah.
That's really good. So this is our first time trying this paneer makhani. It's not as spicy as I thought it was going to be, despite the fact that there's like green chilies actually in it. And I thought one was a green bean, and I ate it whole, and it wasn't even that spicy. I was like, you know what, I paid for it, so of course I'm going to eat it. I don't know if you're meant to eat the chili or not, but you know, if I paid for it, I'm going to eat it. Oh my goodness, how are you still eating? I am so full, and this restaurant is roasting hot. That was delicious. That is my new favourite curry, paneer makhani. Get it? You will not be disappointed.
It is very good.
For once, we're not actually rushing. We normally are always running at the last minute on a sunset mission. But we've planned it perfectly tonight, and we've got about an hour to spare, so fantastic. So this down here is our go-to sunset spot. It's normally Geralt herself. But in terms of overall beauty, I've got to say the cliffs around Pleinmont are the best spot to watch the sunset in Guernsey, purely because of this stunning scenery and stunning backdrop that you're given. Like, look at that view, man. The cliffs are absolutely incredible in Guernsey. And where else would you want to watch the sunset over the sea? This wind has come out of nowhere, and I don't know what's happening, but the sun's going down, and I'm so happy that we packed warm clothing. So top recommendation, guys, make sure you pack warm clothes when you come and watch the sunsets. I think it's just sunset by the sea, it will change in a heartbeat. I'm gonna get my nice warm jammies on as well. Tickling me. So we're gonna sit here, guys, and enjoy this sunset. I hope you've had fun on our day out in Guernsey. Try out some of these sunset spots for yourself. I can guarantee you will not regret it. And we'll see you maybe in the next sunset. But if you like this video, guys, hit that like button, drop us a comment, tell us what you think about it. If you want to join our gang, why not hit the subscribe button? And we'll see you again in the next one.
Bye!